Hey folks, just back again. It's been a few hours. I don't know when exactly I'm gonna upload this one, but um, I just kind of like lay there in bed for a bit after that, and thought things over, and um, I guess I'm really having to try to look at this from a different perspective now. Kind of work things out in my mind to a certain extent, and I'm just gonna keep applying for jobs, and hopefully one comes through, and I'm actually like on top of things. That'll be the underlying idea. But see, I gotta take ownership. I gotta take ownership of my life and the results of these actions. I mean, I've had a kind of twisted belief system concerning my own self image and all that. But blaming my folks, blaming this person or that person or this event or that event isn't gonna do me any good. And it's kind of like if I was to blame that PMO addiction I had, um, blaming it on that I was rejected by this girl or that girl, or I mean those are definite causes or reasons to rationalize or justify something like that. But um, given that I've broken that addiction, I found that it wasn't a good enough reason. I was able to convince myself to give that up and to move on from that. And I've got to do the same thing with these other aspects of my life. Need to update my belief system, so to speak. And I'm trying to look at this on the positive side. Even if I don't either get a response from that guy, because it's been a few days since he emailed me. I just emailed him this morning, and like I said, I gave it kind of a lame excuse. Obviously, I didn't want to go and say, "Oh, yeah, it was because I wasn't paying attention or wasn't following my email or what have you," or I made all these plans with the idea of going off on a trip for a week or whatever to see my girlfriend, or I wasn't gonna go and say that, but I mean obviously my excuse was kind of lame, but just the fact that I got a response, just the fact that someone looked at my resume and was like, this guy's got potential. I'm gonna take that into consideration and just try to keep a far more positive attitude about things and just keep applying to other places, because there are other places looking for interns and there are other places looking for employees, and one of them's gotta take me somewhere, eventually, because the reality is I'm not like a totally messed up person. I'm not totally broken. I've been hurt and damaged about various events in my life, but I'm still here, and I've made improvements. And I mean, if today was New Year's Eve, I was looking back on this year and saying like, okay, what have I accomplished this year? Well, for one thing, I broke my porn or PMO addiction. I broke that, and I also got myself back into good academic standing. So there's two accomplishments right there. Um, Things I haven't done yet, well, the whole getting a engineering related job or internship, I haven't done that yet. I haven't gotten to the best shape of my life. I'm actually kind of have some knee pain right now because I ramped up my running this week. But even if I was looking at it in terms of this year being ended and the new year beginning, well, I've at least gotten two major things done. Um, and like I said, looking at the fact that I did actually get a response to my application, that means that if I got that response from one person, well, then likely there's probably other places out there that would be willing to give me a shot, and I'm really hoping it lines up with my my current plans as they stand. To go to Morocco for a week, but eventually somewhere along there I will get a job and I will get a position, and so I'm gonna take ownership. I made this happen. Positive and negative. I mean, the fact is, like, I applied, so therefore that response I got was because I applied, and the missed email, that was because I made certain decisions to do certain things with my time, and and I also decided to just let myself, feel certain ways about myself, and really hadn't confronted that, set of beliefs right there. I mean, I confronted other beliefs that I had back when I was, addicted to PMO, but it's almost like I need kind of like a crisis or an event like this to kind of initiate self-reflection, which is oftentimes like the case with people in general. You don't really ask yourself the questions of why am I doing this, why am I like this, etc., until that stuff causes something bad to happen in your life, and then you're like, oh dang, I gotta change, because doing what I'm doing, it's got me these results or what have you. So, I can sit here and come with excuses. I know it's kind of tedious just to kind of sit around and wait for applications to get responses to, especially when like you've had kind of a history of like applying to different places, putting in an application, putting in the time to write the cover letter to get your resume in order, and all that stuff, and then like 3 weeks later you get some sort of response saying, well, you filled the position, and unfortunately you're not the person. And to have that happen again and again, can kind of get to you, and you just, maybe you, like I did, sort of a token application, and, well, okay, at least I can say I've been applying, but, and just to sit there and thinking, like, you're not going to get a response, and then you get one, and you kind of fumble it, but, yeah, it's happened because I made it happen, and, for better or for worse, positive and negative sides of it, I caused it to happen, and I need to forgive myself for that, because obviously I know in large part why I did things the way I did, and, not gonna sit here and just ramble on about how it's somebody else's fault, but I know things have been done to me, but at the same time, like, I'm 30 years old, and you get to a point where it's just like either you're gonna say enough's enough and stop things from happening, or it's just gonna continue and continue until the day you die, and you don't want to be in a situation. I know I don't want to be. So finally gotta update my belief system. I was good enough to get the application done and turned in. I was good enough to even get a response from this guy, and I may have fumbled it, but you know what, I was good enough to at least get that far. I just gotta be paying more attention to these things, because where your attention goes is where the results will manifest themselves. So assuming you have all these prerequisites met, of course, which I've been working on getting, and I just gotta stop beating myself up, put another application or two in, and just take care of business, I guess. So, anywho, again, I'm not sure I'm gonna upload this. I mean, I could upload it right now, but I uploaded the previous video like around 7:30 or 8, something like that, and I think it's like, what, 10:30, maybe 11 or ish right now. I don't know where I put my phone. Let me see. It's kind of wrapped up in this blanket. It kind of feels comfy. Yeah, it's about a little after 10:30 a.m. So, some people have like notifications set up on their phone that if they get if one of the YouTube channels they follow gets an upload or puts a video up, that and their phone will go off, and I don't necessarily want anybody's phone going off like 3 or 4 times in a day, but like that. But anywho, found a couple other places to apply to, like yesterday and earlier today. So I'm just gonna go take care of that, and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck, please. I really need it right now. So thanks, and see you folks around. Bye.